Isn't it always that way? Right when I do a mod list, thinking like, okay, we got things settled for 1.8.2, 1.8.3 comes out, and our man Ferris is on the case. He's the one who made the silly migration blocker and silly secession blocker, and he's also the chap that maintains the one dot whatever x unofficial hotfix mod. He's making all the unofficial hot fixes, and then they become fixed in the game. So that's a good deal. First of all, let's go to the silly migration blocker. It's now deprecated with the changes made in 1.8.3. They fixed it to where this isn't needed anymore. So basically, this mod got put into the game. So I can now drop it out of my mod list, as well as the silly secession blocker. Again, they fix it to where instead of revolts going ping pong back and forth between ones of similar uh, radicalism, now you have to have significantly more radicalism than another one in order for the revolution to shift from one to another. And now we stop the ping ponging there. That's why they're both deprecated. I find this outstanding. And then finally, let's just take a look at the 183 unofficial hotfix mod, because this tells you some things that are going to happen probably in 1.8.3, because his fixes usually get put into the game, and I'm very happy for that. He's talking about how collectivized agriculture needs to have its own production method. Russia should care about Amur instead of just Primorye. Now they want the whole thing and not just the little bit. Because I'd noticed that in 1.8, Russia's only taking Vladivostok and they're not taking the Transamur. Anyway, that got fixed. Yeah, there's some other things here that are just getting things taken care of. And I even see some of these mentioned in the hotfix notes for what's coming in 1.8.4. So this is a great thing here. He's gotten ahead of the curve. Now, that talks about what's been deprecated. Let's also take a look at some of the other mods that I have that we got some comments in the last video, and I want to go into some of the discussion we have. Now, things that deal with quality of life and better graphs and charts, we're all for those. They're great. They're wonderful. A couple of things we had here with the Great Revision series. Yes, Sasko is going to have to get these set for 1.8.3. I believe they're going to keep working, though, because the changes that were made were from 1.8.2 to 1.8.3 were mild. So I think they should be okay. And they weren't ones that looked like they touched these areas here. Definitely in the last video with Brazil, I was using the Better Politics to get some fun little buffs with my getting a better usage of my universities. I like that. The Italian unification, getting Sardinia Piedmont to have everything except the Papal States, that was very nice. Seeing German unify in some interesting ways, I like that because it seems like it's a little bit less predictable, but then maybe a little more but you're going to get it. I don't know. I like that one too. Anyway, yeah, these are working out great for me here. Production and trade was doing a fantastic job too. Playing as Brazil, the last one here, I was able to get trade to handle most of my shortages. I may not have been able to get completely everything, but I was able to get most of what I needed off of the global market, and that was really refreshing there. I enjoyed that. I think we had like one tiny bug where I would I would export all my fabric to Russia and Austria, and then Russia and Austria would export all their fabric to France, but I was importing all my fabric from France so I could export it to Russia and Austria. Okay, we fixed that. That little roundabout is gone. So that's good. It's nice when the modders are also maintaining their hot fixes. Better construction queue is not yet ready. We're still waiting on that one there. But if we get to here, ban peasant dividend, and then also the one that reduces subsistence farms. Yeah, here it is, less productive subsistence, right in front of me. Okay, so those two, we have some debate on that. Some people are saying keep them, we like them, it's doing exactly what we want it to do. People who are playing smaller nations that are more backward are saying that they will turn them off because they're too harsh on their country at the start of the game. And I think that's part of what we have to do with the mods that we have there. Be aware that some of the changes we make are going to work great for one kind of country because maybe that's what I'm playing and what the modder is playing. And we're thinking, when we do this for Prussia, it's fantastic. When we do it for Russia, it's fantastic. When we do it for Persia, we don't know. We never played it. And somebody plays Persia and goes, oh man, no, this is a killer. And in fact, that's kind of where we did see some of the issues with some of those other mods I mentioned. When I was playing as Prussia, doing all that export stuff and getting whammoed. But there was another one where I was trying East India Company, and there were a whole lot of other problems with that. I think 183 is fixing East India Company. But there's some other issues that I was having where like, wow, if I have this mod in place, it's just absolutely crippling. There would be no way I can go forward with this in place. Did some tweaks. We're still working on it. Sasko is a friend of mine online, and we talk about what to do back and forth on these. And so one of the things I said, pull it out, which was a tax malice. We're saying maybe for ones that come in later in the game, put it in, but then also have, if they're for things like social programs, have a bigger buff for loyalist populations. So yes, you spend a lot of money, you lose a lot of money, but you gain a lot of loyalty. That could be something there. We'll tweak with that. But it's good to be in conversation with the modders and to have the modders talking with the other modders, so that way we can get some really good mods out of here. And yeah, my phone's going to beep because it's Thanksgiving today, and we got family moving around and coming around and telling each other what they're going to do. But yeah, back to the less productive subsistence. If you're playing smaller countries that have lower tech levels, you might want to turn this one and the peasant dividend one, which was further down the list, disable those. If you feel like you need to enable them later in the game, I did enable these later in the game. With when I was testing mods, I was like doing a pressure run and just adding one mod after the other, and I added them in the game, and then things corrected. It took about a month or two for it to settle out, but it was able to be added later in the game. So these are ones that you can turn on later, and if you need to turn them off, you can turn them off. But everything else looks like was working fine out of this particular list. So let me go now and do clone, and I'm going to clone it. Now we're going to call this playlist here 8.3, and I'm going to give it today's date, 2024-1128, and we're going to clone that. And I'm going to now get rid of, because this is the one where I have no disabled mods, I'm going to get rid of the ones that are disabled. But again, that paint map one, if you need to make your Germany a better color, you go, kid. Oh, waiting for Hail Columbia to get fixed. Oh, that would be a good one to have. Yay. Better construction queue. We miss you, man. And these are works in progress, so we'll take them out. Actually, the one that was there on the tax, the Sasko's tax one, that conflicts with the political and economic changes mod, which does a lot of really good stuff, which I really enjoy. So he's going to work with that one there. And then the ones that are deprecated, we can get rid of those. And I'm thinking naval battle size fix might be another one that winds up getting deprecated if Paradox figures out that that's a bug and not a feature. But anyway. All right, so I've got all that done. Now, I'm going to click this and hit share, and I'm going to download the file. I was going to download it to my documents folder, and there we go. If you want to pause on there and see all my document folders, just don't judge people based on how they arrange their documents. It's their own personal business. Okay? I never hate anyone on document folder arrangement. Anyway, so that's what I've done there. I've got the playlist saved. Then I'm going to go to my Discord server, and I'm going to go to my Victoria 3 channel there, and I'm going to pin this list to the top of the page. I'm going to get rid of the old pin, put in a new pin, because this is the mod list to use with 1.8.3. Then if you want to get this list, come by my Discord server, look me up, get the mod list. If that's all you want, get off of there and don't get sucked into any debate. If you want to stay there, that's fine. Just remember, everybody is welcome, and that means we've got to make everybody feel welcome. And that means if you're saying things that make people feel unwelcome, you might feel unwelcome yourself. And so don't say like, well, how come I feel unwelcome? Well, because you made other people feel unwelcome. So you shouldn't do that. If you don't make feel people unwelcome, then you won't feel unwelcome. And that's how we welcome everybody there. So if you say, hey, man, that's cool, man. You be you, I be me. And we're going to be all right. And I'm not going to tell you what to do. And you're not going to tell me what to do. And I'm just going to realize that there's some things I'm just not going to even talk about here. But, that's cool. But if you want to just get the list and get out, that's fine also. That's what we're here for. But this is where I'm going to host it on my Discord server. I do it there because making a collection on Steam is a nightmare. I've tried that when I was doing City Skylines, making collections, and it would work great until somebody made a change, and then it would break. And I have no time for this. I'm not doing it. So I do it with my Discord server with a JSON file, and I have it available there. It's pretty easy to get to, and I hope you're able to find it. All right. I got over 10 minutes. YouTube is going to love this video because it's long form content now. And I need to start playing some Victoria 3 before the family comes over and we all get too full to think. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep me in your dreams. Send money. And actually, just like, comment, and subscribe is fine. I don't need the other stuff. If you're going to give money, find a great charity like a food bank or a suicide prevention, whichever one you want. Just find something that's going to help people have a reason to live and give them hope. Don't send me money. Send them money. Be thankful for what you have and be generous with what you have as well. You're awesome. We'll see you next time. Ta-ta and farewell.